Welcome to the show. Here we go. I'm Dave Stelma. Tonight I am talking about my mentors. I'm going to you're going to see, you see a few of them right there. I have a ton of mentors, books I've read, things, classes I've taken and that. So we're going to talk about mentors tonight and how to keep everything on a steady, even course throughout your game. So we're going to see more right after the intro. So I'm talking about my mentors tonight. Maybe some of these are yours too. Some of them are I embraced like a lot. And some I take a little snippet of certain things that they do and say, and their teachings, and I kind of combine them all together with others in that. So I love them. And the cool thing that I have found as I'm watching DVDs, as I'm taking courses, as I'm reading their books, it's an awesome surprise on how other ones will mention each other. And it's not that they're trying to help sell some product. You will get that. You're going to get some people out there that will say, oh, you got to go check out this because and then full disclosure, I'm getting a little bit of a kickback for doing this. I don't like those. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about how some of these. Now, let me start down the line. John Maxwell. John Maxwell has the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, and I do believe that was his first book. I could be wrong on that, but that was his first big, huge, multi-million-dollar, book that kind of propelled him, shot him up to fame and fortune. He's come out with many books since then. If you're not acquainted with John Maxwell, his whole thing is based around leadership, building up leaders, because leaders then will guide this planet. And he's on a mission to get 1 million leaders in all over and throughout this whole world. So he has sprung forth in third world countries, out in Asia. In every country. I don't know any country that he has not invaded with his leadership cause. And he has everything from the books, DVDs, CDs, things of that sort, all the way to courses to become a speaker. And he has a speaker course. He has a certification course. He has all different things, but they're all based around leadership, because his goal and his legacy that he wants to have is based around leadership, growing leaders throughout this world to make it a better place. He is Christian based. He was a minister, and that's how he started his journey. Out of college, he became a minister, and he has a great story with that. And so if you ever get a chance to, you can find these on YouTube. You can find all this stuff free. Just go on YouTube. You have so much out there now. Back in the day, if you were interested in any one of these people, you either had to buy a book, buy their DVDs, you had to buy a CD, you had to go on Nightingale, Conant, all different sources, and you had to go and buy these things. Nowadays, you can just go and go on YouTube and start watching some of their videos. John Maxwell also has the Maxwell Minute, if you sign up on his website, and where each day he just takes a word and expands upon it, and they're always something positive, that was one of my first, I would say back when I was in my 30s, that was one of the first things when when there wasn't as much out there, I signed up for that, and I got that Maxwell Minute, and it came, you clicked on that, and it was, this wonderful YouTube thing that was just coming out and just happening in there. And so John Maxwell is a great person, but the craziness is these three. I know I want to do that. Yeah, it gets her over here. These three are all interrelated in some form or fashion. John Maxwell and Dave Ramsey have associated together. They have have toured together. They have spoke together. Dave Ramsey is as you know, all about the financing, how to get your finances in shape, is his big ploy, I shouldn't say ploy, his big thing. But he's also intraleadership, I should say. So that intertwines the two of those. Dave Ramsey has an intraleadership book and course, and that he goes through, and he goes in. And so small business owners and corporate owners, all the way up, to big corporations, can come into his seminars, and you can get one certification if you wanted to teach that, and two, just to learn some ways and things to avoid, rules to have, some just to put into place for your business so that it flourishes. And so he has that also. He started out, Dave, as you know, started out as a not doing so well, on the verge of bankruptcy, had a lot of debt. He went into real estate in his 20s out of college, and then ran up a lot of debt. Economy tanked. And then he all of a sudden just had a lot of debt that was there. He had bill collectors calling him. He was newly married. Go on. He tells a story way better than I do because it's his story, right? So go on YouTube after this. Go on there, or different places you can find it. Or go on Dave's website. Sign up. He has many courses. He has books. He has tons of things of what not to do. And he also has books written for children, and how they can have a better relationship with money, saving the money and buying things. Don't get caught up into that. We have to, compete with the Joneses and things of that sort. But how he rose and got his finances back together was through real estate, through rental properties. That was how he, and now today makes a lot of money off of rental properties beyond his speaking engagements, his radio show. He went into, and funny thing about the radio show, what he did is he took his, also a little kind of association as far as John Maxwell too, he took his out to the churches. And so he wrote this book, The Money, I don't know if it was a Money Makeover at that point in time or not, but he had his book, and I believe it was Money Makeover, and then he took it out to the churches and sold it and said, hey, you know what, if you get your congregation in on board with this, then you'll get more, they'll be able to donate tithe more money to your church. And so he kind of sold it that way. Then he found a radio station that was going under, and he said, hey, I'll tell you what, if I take a time slot, would you be cool with that if I just kind of came in here, start talking? And it just took off from there. Just went crazy. People were calling in, yeah, I've been there, what did you do to get out of it? And he's, how to talk to bill collectors, how to arrange all that stuff. I taught then, for about 3 years, I taught the Financial Peace University course. Facilitated. We like the word facilitated better because you have Dave on the DVDs and teaching a lesson, and then we would then talk about it amongst the group and how they could incorporate that lesson into their life and into their finances. So Cool thing. John and Dave. But then now John, we pivot over to Jack. And Jack Canfield is a huge one. If you've been on my website, davestelma.com, I'll do a little plug there for myself. And you see every week I refer to the success principles. They're right behind me. We got Jack on the cover there. And Jack Canfield, I am a certified trainer. Ooh, let's just merge those two together. Certifier. But Jack has done things with John Maxwell. I don't think he's done anything with Dave Ramsey, but so it kind of goes in a full circle there, sort of, or a V between those two, because Jack has done things with John Maxwell and about speaking, and they've done a few things together from the stories that they both tell. And they're both on a mission to create. Jack has the success principles, and he's developed the train the trainer certification, which is training people to go out and teach the success principles. So there's a lot of us, and his mission is to get 1 million trainers to go out and get this all fueled up and help people along the way. Part of the success principles, that's why I put these three together for this segment. Part of those success principles pulls or duplicates or replicates similar things that Dave Ramsey talks about in his book. So taking 100% responsibility for your decisions, your life, financial decisions, and he goes into a whole thing of that you pay yourself first, and saving the money and creating it and doing different things with it. So it's these three really go hand in hand, which brings me back. I'm going to fire through these tonight because I got a lot of them.